Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to another episode of Gratitude and Gains, where we're going to build our resilience, stay grounded, and move with purpose one day at a time. Super excited you're here with me this morning. Happy Monday. As you're getting checked into the room, I would love for you to go ahead, pull up, and let me know where you're tuning in from, okay? Go ahead and rep your city, rep your hood. Let me know where you're tuning in from so I can give you a quick shout out. And if this is your first time to Gratitude and Gains, go ahead and put a 1 in the chat. I'd love to welcome you. If you've been here before, you know what time it is. Hit that share button. Okay, let's go ahead and get the message out there to more people. Go ahead and mash that share button and give me a 2 in the chat to let me know you've been here before. All right, so let's go ahead and dive on into it. This morning, I want you to know I'm super grateful and super thankful for a few things I wrote in my prayer journal this morning. Number 1 was new connections that bring joy into my life. So I've met a few people here recently, building some new relationships, new connections, and I'm thankful for that and grateful for that, you know. The name of my podcast is the Who You Know Show. It's all about relationships and connections. And so I'm just grateful to meet some new people that seem to be really amazing, doing amazing things, and I'm grateful for that. So that's number 1. Number 2, I wrote down opportunities to grow. I see opportunity all around me. There are things that, there just is. Guys, if you're not seeing opportunity, it's probably because you're not looking for it. You know what I mean? There's opportunity everywhere, okay? And I personally see it everywhere. And sometimes for me, that can be overwhelming because I want to try everything. I want to do everything. I want to pursue everything. But I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for the fact that there's opportunity everywhere. There's an abundance of opportunity, okay? So if you are maybe not seeing that for yourself, I challenge you to really start looking for it, right? Start looking. It's kind of that, what do they say? Like if you're going to buy a red car, you know, all of a sudden you see red cars everywhere. Right? Same kind of a thing. You got to look for opportunity. And when you look, all of a sudden you see it everywhere. So I'm super excited about that and grateful for all of the opportunities to grow. I'm grateful for the lessons that shape my character. You know, I go through a lot of different things, ups and downs, failures. You know, they're only failures if you don't learn from them. Right? So I tell people I don't fail, I learn. Okay? So I'm grateful for the lessons that help to shape my character and that I can learn and grow from. And I also wrote down, I'm grateful for patience. Right? The patience to stay the course, to keep going, keep moving, keep pushing one day at a time. Because sometimes those setbacks, right? If you let them and you're not patient, they can throw you off course, right? So I'm grateful for the patience to just continue on the journey that I'm on, all right? So gratitude, guys, I want you to know gratitude, it's a fuel, okay? Sometimes it's even the small little blessings that you celebrate that can really unlock big breakthroughs, okay? So I'd love to know what's one thing you're grateful for in the chat. Just drop one little small thing down there in the chat. I'd love to hear from you. Good morning. We got Kiana Cherry. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but good morning. Good to see you. So good to see you. We got Ryan in the chat. Good to see you. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Guys, as you come in the chat, rep your city, rep your hood. Let me know where you're tuning in from, okay? I'd love to know where you're tuning in from. We get people from all over the place. I'm in Dallas, Texas, and just appreciate you guys being here. Ryan, I see that comment. And you know, I got to tell you, I love you, brother. I don't know what you're going through, but I want you to know that God loves you and he sees you. I see you. All right. And I know that that's coming from a place of hurt. That comment is coming from a place of hurt. So I don't know what you're going through, brother, but why don't you send me a DM? All right. I'd love to chat with you offline, honestly, because I care. Honestly, I just care. So love you, man. Appreciate you being here. Send me a DM on, I don't know if you're on LinkedIn or Facebook, but I'd love to connect with you offline, okay? Chandra Thomas in the house. Garland, good to see you. Good morning. Mahan, nice to see you. Good morning. All right, we got Chris in the house. Good morning. Good to see you. How much weight is on this vest? I believe this was, if I'm not mistaken, 30 pounds. If I'm not mistaken. 30 pounds. It could be more. It's pretty heavy though. I mean, it's like one of these dumbbells I got back here. It's like when you pick it up, it's heavy. So appreciate you guys being here. Tell me what's one thing that you are grateful for in the chat. We got Draco in the house. Good morning. Good to see you, Draco. Let me know where you're tuning in from. Rep your city, rep your hood. Check in with me in the chat. If this is your first time being here, put a 1 in the chat if this is your first time being here. All right. We got Monkey Army. Good morning. How long have you been running? That's a good question. Let's see here. Let's see. How long have I been running? So far, I have been running a half a mile. Okay. Not too bad so far. We got Mesquite is in the house. Good morning, Mesquite. Draco 1, thank you for being here. Monkey 1, good for being here. Thank you. 6'7", 6'7". I love it. All right, guys, appreciate you. Let me know what's one thing you're grateful for in the chat. As I mentioned earlier, I'm grateful for new connections. I'm grateful for all the opportunity that I see around me to grow. Lessons that shape my character, even if I'm, falling or failing or what I like to call learning, okay? I don't fail, I learn. It's only a failure if you don't learn from it, all right? And I'm grateful for the patience to stay on course, because some of those failures, if you don't handle them right, can shift you off of course. So, guys, I'd love to hear what you're grateful for. Tell me in the chat. And here's something that I think is super important. Life doesn't always move on our timeline, right? How many times do you have a plan, you put it in place, and it doesn't always seem to go the way that you wanted it to? How many of you, your life was just absolutely perfect and it was exactly the way that you planned it to go, right? Not many of us. Definitely not me. My plans get delayed. Tests don't always go the way we expect them. Sometimes doors close. People let you down. They disappear, right? They, people, I will say, people can let you down. They can disappear. They can ghost on you. They can betray you. Life doesn't always go to our timeline or the way that we expect it. Opportunities shift, right? But here's the truth. Most people let setbacks discourage them, push them back. They sit in it. They wallow in it. They find victim mentality. They find other people to listen to them as they complain and they gripe. And not to say that venting doesn't have its place, because sometimes you got to get that out of you. But I find that negative people just seem to find other negative people. It's like a cancer, and they just get around each other and they complain, and they let those setbacks push them back. But champions let setbacks refine them and make them stronger. Okay, and today's devotional reminded me that disappointments, they're not roadblocks, they're training. All right, they're training. They're helping you get prepared. And the question isn't, why is this happening to me? The question really should be, what is this preparing me for? Right? What am I being strengthened for? So if you're in a season where you've had a lot of setbacks, think of it as building muscle. You're being strengthened for something bigger, right? And you need to go through some things, all right? That's just the way it is. It's the way life is. And right now, I'm currently juggling a lot. I got a lot of things on my plate. I'm studying for my Series 65, which I just failed a few days ago. Last week, I failed it. But that's okay. Again, I don't fail, I learn. I learned that I need more study. So I'm studying again. I'm going to take it on December 2nd, right? So I am working on that. I'm expanding my content ecosystem to deliver a more impactful message to more people. I'm finishing my in-person career transition summit, reinventing it. I'm taking something that's been proven and I'm reinventing and making it better. I'm building AI automation. I'm putting the right support team in place. I'm hiring, I'm expanding. And it's easy to feel when I have so many things going on at the same time, to feel stretched, to feel overwhelmed. When you're growing to that next level, it's not always comfortable. Do you understand? You're being stretched. That's what it is when you gains. Like we think about your muscles in order to get gains and to grow your muscles, you've got to stretch them. They've got to be torn. And that's what it's like when you're growing to that next level. So it's not always, comfortable. It's oftentimes it's painful. But here's my mindset today. If there's weight on your shoulders, like this weighted vest, right? If there's weight on your shoulders, it's because I'm being strengthened for more, to carry more. Pressure isn't punishment, it's training. Okay? Pressure isn't punishment, it's training. So, how many of you feel like you've got a lot on your shoulders? You got a little extra weight on your shoulders. Okay? How many of you have ever felt that way? Right? Maybe you're not going through a season of that right now, but have you ever felt that way where life just felt overwhelming? You got a lot on your shoulders? Put a 3 in the chat if you've ever felt that way in your life. All right? And good morning. I'm going to give a couple shout outs while y'all are doing that. Ryan, good morning. Good to see you. Richard, good to see you. Alberto, good to see you. Hello, please say my name. What's your name? I see musical day every day. Musical day every day. I like that. I love music. Good morning. Good to see you. All right. So, yeah, Chandra says 3. You felt that way. You know what I'm talking about. You've been through a season of overwhelm. Remember, you're being strengthened. Okay? You're getting stronger. You're transforming. You're becoming a better version of yourself if you don't let it push you into victim mindset. Oh, woe is me. You start feeling like, oh, the world's against me. I can't handle this. I can't do it. No. That's what the enemy wants to tell you. The enemy wants to get in your ear and tell you you're not good enough. You can't do it. You won't make it. Fear is the enemy, and the enemy's a liar. Okay? So all of that is fear. All that negative self-talk, it's all fear. All right? So remember, you're being strengthened. You're stronger than you think. You're getting stronger when you're going through things like that. When you have a lot on your plate, right? When you got a lot on your shoulders, remember, you're being strengthened for more. Pressure isn't punishment, it's training. Okay? So here's a quick lesson. When things don't go as planned, how can you react to that? What can you do differently? Okay? Actually, I'd like to hear from you guys. What's one thing that you could do differently when things don't go as planned? If you get a setback, you fail a test or whatever the case is, what's something that you would do differently that could help you and prepare you, right? I'm going to give you a few of mine. Here's something you could do. Number one, stay disciplined. Okay? Discipline is doing the things that you don't want to do anyways. I don't always want to get up here on this treadmill. I don't always want to get in this gym and work out every morning. I don't always feel like it. Some days I do. Some days I'm like, hell yeah, let's get in the gym. Let's go. Some days I don't feel like it. Discipline is doing it anyways. Doing the things that you don't want to do in the moment for that future goal, for the end result that you're looking for. You're going to just do it anyways. Stay disciplined. Number two, look for the lesson. Okay? Anytime there's a setback, there's always a lesson. What can you learn from it? What is the thing that what's the takeaway? I promise you, if you look hard enough, there is a lesson. And it's hard sometimes when you're in the middle of it and you're in the thick of it and you're being disappointed by life or overwhelmed by life to look for the blessing and the joy that's within it. It's hard sometimes. I get it. It's hard. But it takes being intentional. It really does. I'm going to give you a quick story, an example, and it's a small example, but I remember when I was in the auto industry and I used to sell cars, and I remember they had this customer satisfaction survey that would go out after you'd sell a car, and the dealership would reward you if you got a perfect survey. So if you got all 10s, perfect score, they would give you $50. Okay? And if you got a failing score, which I think they looked at failing was below 950. So it didn't take much to get a failing score. They considered it 950 and below was a failing score. And so they would actually take $50 from you. Okay? So that was the scenario. Get a perfect score, get $50. Get a failing score, lose $50. And I remember the first time I got a failing score. And I was like, oh, hell no. Like, oh my gosh, I was not happy about that because it took $50 from me. And I was like, I was actually angry at the customer. I was like, that, customer, whatever. Like, I kind of got in a little bit of a victim mindset in the very beginning. was complaining. And then I immediately shifted my perspective to say, you know what? I'm never going to allow this to happen again. This will never happen again. What's the lesson? Again, what can I learn from this experience? I just learned basically that putting my hand on a hot stove burns your hand, right? I just learned that when I get a bad survey, I'm going to lose $50 and it hurts. It didn't feel good. So that's the lesson, right? Well, what do I do about it? Well, I built a system to then start coaching my customers to give me a perfect survey. And I did it in a way that I'm going to tell you right now, I got more perfect surveys than anybody. My customer satisfaction index went through the roof, and I made so much money off of those surveys. It was like a bonus. I was making, I don't know, an extra $20,000 a year just on surveys, right? Because I looked for the lesson, and I could have easily stayed in that victim mindset. I could have easily complained. I could have easily been like, oh, these customers, and they don't, whatever. I could have just been very negative. But I decided, you know what? How can I make sure this never happens again? And not only did it not happen again, but I made so much money because of all the perfect surveys that came through. So you have to look for the lesson, guys. Right? So number one, stay disciplined, push through. Right? Number two, look for the lessons. Number three, reframe the moment. That's what I did. I reframed it from a negative to a positive. How can I change this? Right? And then number four is to keep moving. Just keep moving, keep going. Don't stay in the setback. You know, I heard this one time, when you're going through hell, don't pitch a tent and stay. Like, keep going. If you're going through hell, keep going. Right? You don't want to stay in it. I can't remember, there's some kind of buffalo that when there's a storm coming, they actually run towards the storm. And the reason they do that is so that they can get out of it quicker, because the storm's moving this way and they go towards it. And so they get out of it quicker. And there's another, like cow or something, that runs away from the storm. But what ends up happening is they both just move in that same direction, and the storm stays on them a lot longer. So the lesson in that is just keep moving. If you're going through hell, keep going. Don't stay. All right? So those are just a couple things that I encourage you to do. Again, remember, stay disciplined. Look for the lesson. Reframe the moment and keep moving forward. All right? Greatness isn't built on perfect conditions. It's built on persistence. Okay? And setbacks don't define you. Your responses do. Okay? How you respond to the situation, that's what defines you. All right? A champion doesn't sit and wallow. Okay? A champion rises up, learns from the mistakes, adjusts, pivots, moves, and keeps moving forward. Imagine in sports, imagine in football, if it's like the first quarter and there was a fumble and the other team got the ball. If they just sat there and wallowed about it and they're like cried about it and they didn't adjust or do anything, and like you can let that setback kill your momentum. Don't let it kill your momentum. You got to keep moving. All right. So think of one thing recently that didn't go the way you expected. All right. I want you to all to think of one thing recently. Maybe you can drop it in the chat. All right. Matter of fact, let me go back to the chat here. What's one thing recently that didn't go the way you expected it to? Drop it in the chat. All right. And what I want you to do is ask yourself, how can this serve me? How can this serve me? And that may feel tough. Like you're thinking, I don't know how that, let's say you got, let's go bad. Let's go to something horrible that I don't wish on anybody. But let's say your spouse cheats on you or something. You might be thinking, bro, there ain't no way this can serve me. No, there is. Because God can use all things. Okay, he can turn all things for your good, I promise you. How can this serve you? What skills, strength, discipline are you learning that can help build you through that setback, right? Maybe you learn this thing called forgiveness, right? You may think, I would never forgive my spouse if they did that. Okay, all right. I'm trying to tell you that there is a skill or strength or discipline that you can learn in the storm. Maybe it's forgiveness. Maybe it's grace. Maybe it's, you can help other people who go through the same thing. I don't know what it is, but there is a lesson and there's a skill and there's a strength if you look for it. Maybe all of a sudden you end up writing a book about how to get through an unfaithful marriage. And all of a sudden it becomes the best-selling book in the world and you're able to help serve millions of people and save their marriages or whatever. You just don't know what the plan is. But if you sit and wallow in it, okay, and just complain, that's not going to do any good. You have to ask yourself, how can this serve me? What strength, what skill, what discipline is this building within me? All right, and write it down. And then claim the benefit. Claim it. Claim the benefit that's hidden in the challenge. I want you to claim it out loud. Okay? And guys, this is easier said than done. When you're in the thick of it, it's hard. Okay? This ain't easy. I promise you, it's not easy. But it's transformational. The easy things aren't transformational. The easy thing is to complain. The easy thing is to wallow in it. The easy thing is to cry and just sit in it and start the pity party. That's the easy thing. It really is. The easy thing is to put a video out there of being a victim and get a whole bunch of people to come and be like, oh, I'm so sorry that happened to you. That's the easy thing. The hard thing is to rise, okay? To learn, to adjust, to pivot, to strengthen yourself. That's the hard thing, right? But it's the transformational thing as well. So guys, don't sit in it. Keep moving. All right? And remember, you're not falling behind. You're not falling behind. You're being prepared. You're not delayed. You're being developed. Remember to stay humble, stay hungry, stay grateful, and whatever today throws your way, whatever that is, just turn it into fuel, all right? Turn it into fuel. And I want you to drop in the comments, what's one thing you're grateful for today? Just one thing. What's one thing you're grateful for today? Remember, gratitude is fuel. All right, let's rise together. Let's rock, let's roll, and let's go. All right. Couple of shout outs. We got Tom, so good, discipline. Let's rock, let's roll, let's go, brother. I'm seeing you. You got discipline. I see you, my brother. I see you. All right. We got Fidel in the house. We got Taz in the house. Chandra, exercising. That's one thing you're grateful for? Is that what it is, Chandra? Absolutely love you guys. Thank you so much for being with me this morning. Hopefully this message has been somewhat encouraging if you've been tuned in the whole time. All right, we're talking about how to turn your setback into your comeback. All right, how to turn your setback into your comeback. If you've ever felt overwhelmed by life, if you've ever felt like this is too much, if you've ever had a setback, maybe you've been pushed back, maybe you've been victimized, maybe you've been cheated on, maybe you've been lied to, maybe you've been, fired for undue cause, you just had life deal you a raw hand. If you've ever had life deal you a raw hand, put a 4 in the chat right now. And I bet this chat should be lighting up with 4s. We got Ohm, Captain America, good morning. We got Metric in the house, good vibes from New Zealand. I love that. New Zealand is in the house. Let's go. But if you've ever had a setback, guys, I want you to put a 4 in the chat, because let me just tell you something. How you respond to that makes all the difference in the world on your next chapter. I want you to think about a deck of cards. Like if you're playing poker, how many of you have ever played poker? Put a P in the chat if you've ever played poker. All right. If you've ever played poker and you got dealt a raw hand, you know what I'm talking about? Yeah, I see the 4s coming in. Yep, you got dealt a raw hand. You know what I'm talking about. You're like, oh man, these cards don't even match. Okay. But let me ask you a question. Your response and how you handle that situation is the tell, right? You could easily look at your cards and be like, oh, right? Your body language, your posture. You're like, oh, and guess what? The guy next to you is going to see that. He's going to read it. He's going to say, oh, okay. And he's going to bet in and you're going to fold, right? And that's what the enemy does. The enemy's looking to see how you react. What's your posture look like? How do you handle? How do you respond to life handing you that raw deck, that raw hand, right? You're looking at it and you're like, oh, man. The enemy says, oh, I got him. I got him right where I want him. Let me throw some more crap on him. Let me see if I can get him to fold, right? So think about that. You could get that raw hand, that bad hand, and you could look at it and like raise your eyeball up, smile a little bit, be like, I bet a little bit, right? Like you play into the hand. You start bluffing. You know how people talk about fake it till you make it? Hey, some people are against that. Some people are for it. Hey, sometimes you got to know when to hold them, know when to fold them. Sometimes you got to know when to just, play the hand you were dealt. Smile a little bit, okay, and lean in. And you might be able to bluff out the rest of the circle there. You might be able to bluff them out, okay? And you might be able to actually win that hand. You can turn, them crappy cards you were given. It's all about how you respond to it. It's not necessarily the cards themselves. It's how you respond. Your response makes all the difference in the world. So, guys, appreciate y'all. Sandra says, have to log out. Going to exercise. Let's go. She's getting up, going to exercise this morning. Let's go. I got to hop off, too. I got some weights to hit behind me. Somebody asked how long I was running earlier. And they said, yeah, how long you been running? Let me see. Pulling it back up. 2.5 miles now. So, no big deal. Let's rock, let's roll, let's go. Guys, thank you so much for being with me this morning. I'm going to get to the rest of the workout. I hope y'all have an amazing, blessed day. And remember, let's keep our blood pumping. Okay, let's stay grateful. Okay, gratitude is a fuel if you know how to use it. And let's turn our setbacks into our comebacks, all right? Let's rock, let's roll, let's go. That's the show. It's all about who you know. Bye.